Hi everyone, welcome back to Malaysia Kind of Asia. I do have to apologize for the lack of updates for the last 5 months or so. I have no excuses except I was just really lazy. So I decided that language-wise, I'm not going to just post Malay language videos, but I'm also going to talk about other topics related to languages in Malaysia. Today I'm gonna talk about Malaysian English that are not typically used in the way that they are used in other parts of the world. I don't claim to have like 100%. I do admit that some of my pronunciation is not even the most correct. Everyone who speaks English as a second language would find it pretty difficult to achieve native level proficiency. You can try and imitate, but it's still going to be pretty difficult. In this video, I'm gonna focus on the words that people use mainly in the business setting in Malaysia. So if you have a business meeting or you are communicating by phone or email with your Malaysian associates, you might come across these words. They may not seem to be very natural. They are kind of weird words that you do not encounter much in other parts of the world. You might be able to figure out what they mean by just looking at the word and the context in which it's used. The first word that I'm gonna cover is revert. Revert. R-E-V-E-R-T. According to the dictionary, this word means return to a previous state. For example, he reverted to his native language. I'm referring to the Oxford Dictionary right now. Revert in the Malaysian context is often used to mean reply. Please revert as soon as possible. I would think people use the word revert more than reply. Sometimes people unnecessarily complicate words and sentences that they use just to sound smart. Okay, moving on. Outstation. 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 So this word is always used when people talk about doing some business traveling. I will be outstation next week. What they mean is actually that they're not going to be in town, basically. So I just checked on Oxford Dictionary. This word outstation, used in the meaning that I was using it, is actually accepted in the Oxford Dictionary, and it says Indian as a modifier. And the definition is working in a place where one does not live. For example, an outstation journalist. Sometimes I think people will also use it to refer to their own personal vacation. Oh, I won't be in the office next week because I will be outstation in Paris Disneyland. It's definitely not the right way to use it, even if you are trying to use it in the colloquial manner. So I would say I won't be in the office next week. That's just simple. Everyone uses it in your boss or your colleague. Okay, colleague is not wrongly used. So what's wrong with colleagues? A lot of people say colleague when the word is simply just pronounced as colleague. When I first heard someone pronouncing this as colleague, I was like, are you trying to pronounce a French word or something? If you're not putting a stress on any syllable of the word, you would probably say colleague. I mean, that still is better than stressing on the wrong syllable by saying colleague. I'm not trying to be elitist and tell you that you have to pronounce a word in the British or the American way. I mean, as long as the grammar is correct, most of the time it's fine and people can understand you. That's all for today, and I hope to upload more videos, so stay tuned.